One of the most prominent Jeffrey Epstein accusers, telling her story in her own words months after her death. Virginia Roberts Giuffre and her memoir, Nobody's Girl, containing disturbing and graphic descriptions of the abuse Epstein and others put her through. And for the first time, details of the years of abuse before that by other men, including, allegedly, her own father, starting when she was just 7 years old, something she says she hid from her brothers until much later.
You confronted your dad. What did you say to him?
I said, we know. I mean, you were dad. You sexually abused your daughter. It's absolutely heinous what he did.
Sky Roberts is 5 years younger than Virginia, who was groomed to be Epstein's, as she put it, sex slave when she was 16. She recounts in her memoir the moment Epstein pulled out a grainy photograph of Sky, then in middle school. "We know where your brother goes to school," Giuffre says Epstein told her. "You must never tell a soul what goes on in this house." Later, Giuffre suggests Epstein may have paid off their father in exchange for his silence.
I do remember my dad buying decently nice things at certain points in our life, like a new boat, and if there was a payment wired to him, like it would be disgusting. It'd be disgusting that he accepted money.
Their father, also named Sky Roberts, denies allegations against him, telling NBC News, "Never once did I ever abuse my daughter." And in a statement in the memoir, says he never knew what was going on with Epstein until he saw it online. The memoir details Giuffre's abuse under Epstein, who died by suicide awaiting trial in 2019, and under Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's co-conspirator, who was convicted of sex trafficking in 2021. She's described by Giuffre as an apex predator who made her own sexual demands of the girls she groomed. Giuffre says Maxwell introduced her to Prince Andrew when she was 17. "My daughters are just a little younger than you," Giuffre remembers him saying, adding he behaved as if he believed having sex with me was his birthright. Just today, a spokesperson for Britain's Metropolitan Police tells NBC News they're actively looking into reports Prince Andrew tried to obtain personal information about Giuffre. He has not commented on the newspaper reports and did not immediately respond to NBC's request for comment. The prince has long denied Giuffre's allegations. In 2022, settling a civil sex abuse lawsuit with Giuffre out of court, and in a statement, without admitting wrongdoing, said he never intended to malign Giuffre's character and regrets his association with Epstein. On Friday, the king's younger brother said he would stop using his Duke of York title after new questions over his relationship with Epstein. Maxwell also denies the allegations against her and has sought to overturn her sex trafficking conviction, though the Supreme Court recently denied her appeal. Giuffre leaves other men unnamed. She writes, "Maybe in the future I will be ready to talk about these men, but not now." Giuffre's co-author, Amy Wallace.
This book was never intended to be a list of names. It was intended to describe what it's like to be a 16-year-old girl and enter this world, and then have to navigate it.
Giuffre details threats she faced in the years after coming forward: home break-ins, a suspicious car in her driveway, and her death by suicide in April of this year led to lingering conspiracy theories. Her brother was in Australia visiting Virginia when she died.
I knocked on the door and no response. I was like, okay, that's weird. And I jiggled the door handle. No response. But I kicked the door open. And that's where I found my sister, and I tried to resuscitate her. For 45 minutes. And paramedics came and they pronounced her dead. Shortly after. So, unfortunately, it's a suicide, and I hope you can see that through the pain, because it pains me to have to say that too.
In the family's pain, anger, too, at what they now see as a stalled fight for accountability.
Because of the political turmoil, we haven't been able to, rest or feel at peace.
A bipartisan bill in the House of Representatives aims to force a release of the Epstein files, just one vote short, and a newly elected Democrat has pledged she'll back it. But House Speaker Mike Johnson says she won't be sworn in until the government shutdown ends.
Mike Johnson needs to do his job.
That's your message to Speaker Johnson?
Yes.
Do your job.
Do your job.
Absolutely.
Her family says Giuffre supported President Trump before the election, hopeful he'd release the Epstein case files.
I think
she would feel a huge betrayal by the way this administration has consistently called it a hoax and has just disrespected survivors over and over again.
So far, President Trump has not ruled out a pardon for Maxwell.
If he receives the label of what would be called a pedo protector, then where does that go? Can you really stand behind a president that supports or protects pedophiles?
Do you think that's what he's doing?
I think there's a lot of questions right now that we need answered.
Now, a family's fight for justice and for their sister's legacy.
I feel a deep responsibility as her brother. She's always had my back. It's my turn.
Giuffre's memoir comes out Tuesday. NBC received a copy in advance. And a reminder, if you or somebody you know is struggling, you can call or text the Suicide Lifeline at 988.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.